All right. So let's get back to MAGA Republicans. So funny story. Q and I were doing what we do. We're constantly in communication, getting prepared to do this show for you every day. And Q sent over a post from D.L. Hughley. And the post was, it's one of those gag reels, right? Or like a joke scenario. You can help me set this up, Q. If I say something wrong, just jump in and help me out. But basically, they took a group of people and asked them to weigh in on some recent comments that Donald Trump had come to light that Donald Trump had made in the past, right? So the real part of this equation are the people. These are bona fide, true to life MAGA supporters. The gag part is Donald Trump's voice, and we're going to play this for you, so you're going to hear it. So everything Donald Trump is saying in these clips is probably just a voice generator, but the people's reaction to it is real. And what this did is give us a lens into how MAGA continues to rationalize their support of Donald Trump, despite evidence that he is a vile human being, according to many people, and even according to them. And you'll hear them say that, or they will talk around it, of course. And so let's just get into the video, and then I want to share some other data points so that we can have this properly framed before we get into it. So here we go.
We're going to start out, and I want to share some leaked audio. And, this is audio of Trump saying some things, and we need your candid thoughts on what to do, right? This is not out at this point, but we need to have a plan in place on how to react and respond to this stuff if it ends up in the media. So,
look, I need cameras in the dressing room. Cameras on the wall, cameras on the floor, aimed up at their whatevers. I want the best cameras set up by the best Chinamen. Understand?
Yeah, well, that could be a violation of...
It's to make sure that they're safe.
Safe?
I mean, look, I can't be there all day. I'll just start grabbing them. Believe me, for them, not me. I'm a man, they're beautiful women. It's totally natural. Sometimes I'll walk in naked. So then we're all naked. I mean, if they file a complaint against me, I can file it right back at them. The Jew lawyer taught me that one.
we need to have a plan in place on how to react and respond to this stuff if it ends up in the media.
Well, this is obviously old. It's before he decided he was going to be a politician. Mm-hmm. I personally don't care. I just don't care.
See, I like him because he says all. I like him because he says all that. We love it when he says what everybody thinks and won't say. And with that personality goes those kind of comments most of the time.
As a man, I know I've been in situations. We've been in locker rooms. We've been. It's man talk. I've done it, said it. They've done it, said it. I've been around plenty of men, professional. I mean, you name it. Every man has said something to the effects that,
that they'd like to put a camera in a teenage girl's changing room.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one.
We'll be back with lots more of Donald Trump. Don't go away.
Okay, so am I doing all right, Larry? Because I'm a little woozy. I just get back from giving blood for this paternity test.
So what do they have to say?
It's for Ivanka. I'm double checking that she's really my daughter. I don't want to go my whole life and find out that she was fair game after all,
Your own book.
It's just that she's voluptuous, successful, and, frankly, I heard she's great in bed.
And we're back in 5,
Okay.
4.
Does oral count as incest?
We're back with Donald Trump. We're going to be all over the board tonight.
Okay, so how do you feel about this one?
He's complimenting his daughter, like in his head type of thing.
Yes, it's crass because that is his own daughter. He's still a human male. As a male, I do say some things.
Okay, you get it. That's plenty right there. And I know you couldn't see that, but just visually, these people they're visually uncomfortable when the audio is being played. But then they get right back to defending him. So I'm going to share one thing from, this is from an article from Psychology Today in 2019. And again, check it out for yourself, but Psychology Today. We've all rationalized bad decisions, whether it was buying something you couldn't afford or didn't need, doing something you knew was wrong, or opting out of something you shouldn't have, or you should have done. Sorry. We always seem to be able to justify our decisions. But when we make these kinds of decisions, we deceive ourselves into believing that there's a logic behind them. Sometimes we're oblivious to this deception, and sometimes deep down, we know what we're doing. There are two factors that need to be considered when asking ourselves why we rationalize poor decisions. One, we are all emotional beings that, more often than not, act on intuitive, gut-level decision-making. And two, we don't like to be wrong. But don't be fooled here. The second factor is directly linked to the first. We don't like to be wrong, sure, but why? Well, it's about protecting our ego, protecting the manner in which we perceive ourselves and how we feel about ourselves. With that, a good way of looking at rationalization is as a defense mechanism used to facilitate what we want or how we want to feel, while at the same time preserving a positive self-perception in the face of a poor decision. Okay. So this is something that you've talked about at length, Q, about the lengths that MAGA people will go to continue to justify their support of Donald Trump. And I know you have plenty to offer this conversation.
Well, what you see on the video is something that we've discussed, and it's called cognitive dissonance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You said something earlier that I want to correct. They don't ever admit out loud that what he's saying is vile. You said that they admitted it. They don't. You can look at them and tell that they know that.
They feel that way, yeah.
But the cognitive dissonance is knowing that it's vile, feeling that, like, cringing because, oh my God, he just said that about his daughter. But I've been banging this MAGA flag for, you know what I'm saying, from the 99 to the 2000. So I have to keep going this way.
Yeah.
Even when he crosses the line, I have to keep going this way because I've been banging on people. I've been owning the libs. I've been boasting at work. I've been at family dinners and cookouts and made fun of coworkers. And I have a 10-foot MAGA flag and a 10-foot Trump flag and a 10-foot Confederate flag on my truck. So I gotta go down with the ship like the band on the Titanic.
Yeah.
And the thing that kind of bothered me about that, though, they could have played real stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a problem. They didn't have to make up stuff.
Well, they didn't make up anything. He talks about dating his own daughter all the time. He talked about walking in on teenage contestants when they undressed at his
pageant.
Yeah. At his pageants all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to make up some vile thing that he said.
We heard the grab him by the keyword.
They played the actual audio of him saying almost literally the same things. Sure. But I think they dialed it up a notch to show that it doesn't matter what you play. It doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter what he does. That cognitive dissonance will kick in and they will find a way to defend him. It's a really interesting thing on the video, and we got to post this somewhere so people can see it. Mm-hmm. Where right after defending him for putting cameras to look up teenage girls. Yeah. Right after they defend him for that, they then play the audio of him talking about seeing if his daughter is really his daughter because he's heard she's great in bed. And you watch one of the women on there like, oh my God. Like she almost, like if you see her face, she just like crawls into herself. Yeah, but when it's time for them to talk, all right, I got to get back on my MAGA because it's MAGA till the wheels fall off. But don't tell them that because you're the one that's tripping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a lost cause, bro.
Yeah,
they gone.
It's really sad. It's really sad.